Hi, welcome back to My Mom Life. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jordan, and today we're making cheesecake brownies. To make these cheesecake brownies, I have all of the ingredients laying out in front of me. So you're going to need 1 packet of cream cheese, some white sugar, an egg, and vanilla extract to go for the cheesecake filling. And then we have some melted butter, cocoa powder, flour, just all-purpose flour, white sugar. You're going to need 2 eggs, as well as some semi-sweet chocolate chips and some salt. As usual, I'll have all of the ingredients listed down in the description box below. We're going to start by making the cheesecake filling. So I'm going to put my softened cream cheese. It needs to be room temperature, otherwise it's going to be clumpy. And I'm going to beat that with my hand mixer with the sugar. So I'm going to beat the cream cheese and the sugar until it is nice and smooth and creamy. And then we'll add in the vanilla extract and egg. These cheesecake brownies are so decadent and rich. They're one of my favorite desserts. Absolutely, absolutely delicious. And you could cheat and use a box brownie mix if you want. No hate there. If you do that, that's totally fine. Just do the same steps as you would for the cheesecake filling. And then you can substitute in a boxed brownie mix for when I make the homemade brownies. So I'm going to add my egg and vanilla in, like I said, and then we're going to beat that. And then once it is smooth and creamy and all combined, we'll set that aside and make our brownies. All right, time to make the brownie mix. So I'm going to add my melted butter to a separate bowl. I did go ahead and clean the beaters off. I'm going to use the same hand mixer, and then I'm going to add in my sugar and cocoa powder and mix that. Once that starts to come together, we'll add in the other ingredients. All right, that just took a few seconds for that to start to come together, so I'm going to add in my eggs. I'm going to give that a good mix, and then I'm going to go ahead and move to hand mixing because I don't want to overbeat the flour into the brownies. You want them to be nice and fudgy, and hand folding that flour in is going to help with the texture of your brownies. So I have a spatula now, and I'm going to add in the flour and the chocolate chips. And then I'm just going to mix that. Oh, and the salt also. Don't forget the salt. And I'm going to mix that just until combined. And then we are going to go ahead and put it all together. I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees, and I'm going to go ahead and line an 8x8 square dish with some parchment paper. You could use tinfoil if you wanted, and I'm going to spray it really well just so that we can take our brownies out without making a huge mess. Doing it this way really helps you get nice clean cuts on your brownies. If you don't care about that, you can skip that step. Now I'm going to go ahead and put about 2/3 of our brownie batter. I left about 1/3 of it in the bowl still. I'm going to put 2/3 of it down in the bottom of my baking dish and just spread that out nice in an even layer. And then we're going to top it with all of our cheesecake filling. So that's going to go on top of the brownie batter. So like I said, we're going to add our cheesecake filling on now. Just make sure you get every last drop because that is the best part of these brownies in my opinion. I'm going to get all of that on there, and then I'm going to spread it out into an even layer on top of that brownie batter. And then we're going to take the last little bit of brownie batter that we have in our bowl, and we're going to dollop it around and swirl it into the cheesecake filling. So I'm going to tap all of that extra cheesecake filling off of my spatula because, like I said, you don't want to waste any of that. And now I'm just going to dollop on the extra brownie batter. You just kind of want to spread it out evenly into little dollops on top of your cheesecake. And then we're going to take a butter knife and gently swirl it around until you get a nice swirl pattern. You don't want to do it too much because then you'll totally mix the brownie batter with the cheesecake. You just want to swirl it quickly, and then we'll bake them for 30 to 45 minutes, just depending on your oven. Mine went about 40 minutes. And here are the finished brownies. I thought I got a clip of me taking them out of the pan, but if you use that parchment paper, then it's super easy to remove them. I highly recommend popping them in the fridge or the freezer to totally cool before you slice them. Otherwise, they're gonna ooze out on you and make a big mess. So I popped mine in the freezer for about an hour and they were super easy to cut. These were absolutely delicious and I hope that you try this recipe. If you do, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you subscribe and stick around, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye, guys.